were the first thing that I thought of when I thought I'd drink you off my mind. When I get lost in the liquor, you're the only one I find. If I did the things I oughta, you still would not be mine. So I keep a tight grip on the bottle, getting loose and killing time. This killing time is killing me. Drinking myself blind, thinking I won't see. If I cross that line and they bury me, well, I just might find I'll be killing time for eternity. G'day, folks. How's everybody doing today? Good, I hope. Don't know nothing about tomorrow. I get lost with yesterday. I spent all my life just dying for the love that passed away. There's an end to all my sorrow. This is the only price I'll pay. I'll be a happy man when I go, and I can't wait another day. This killing time is killing me. Drinking myself blind, thinking I won't see. And if I cross that line and they bury me, Lord, I just might find I'll be killing time for eternity. Lord, I just might find I'll be killing time for eternity. Little Clint Black there to start things off. A song called Killin' Time from his debut album back in 1992, I think. Or maybe he was in 1990. There was a bunch of them back in 1989 to 1990 that, excuse me, that were kind of all getting their record deals all at the same time. Arista and Capitol Records and RCA, I think, were in there. Brooks and Dunn, Alan Jackson, Garth Brooks, Travis Tritt, Clint Black. There might be one or two more in there, but those are the only ones I can think of off the top of my head. It was a crazy time in Nashville. All four of those or five of those guys I just mentioned, they were all looking to get their record deals all at the same time. They're all in competition with each other, and wow, what a time! It's friendly competition, I would hope. Anyway, thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Again, my name is Chris Mabb, and I'm with Steam Whistle Records. I'm from Ontario, Canada. I'm an independent country singer and songwriter. I'm associated with Steam Whistle Records. That all happened during the pandemic. We might get to that a little bit later, but let's get to some singing. Well, I'm the type of guy that likes to roam around. I'm never in one place. I roam from town to town. When I find myself falling for a girl, I'll hop right in that car of mine, drive around the world, 'cause I'm a wanderer. Hey, I'm a wanderer. I roam around and round and round and round and round. Well, it's Flora on my left and there's Mary on my right, and Janie is the girl, well, that I'll be with tonight. And when she asked me which one I love the best, I tear open my shirt to show the rosy on my chest, 'cause I'm a wanderer. Hey, I'm a wanderer. I roam around and round and round and round and round. Well, I'm roaming from town to town. I go through life without a care, and And I'm as happy as a clown. With my 2 fists of iron, I'm going nowhere. Well, I'm the type of guy that likes to roam around. I'm never in one place. I roam from town to town. When I find myself falling for a girl, I'll hop right into that car of mine, drive around the world, 'cause I'm a wanderer. Hey, I'm a wanderer. I roam around and round and round and round and round. Come on, hop in. It's a magic car ride. Who wants to go? No gas needed. Just touring around the world. Candy apple red convertible. Well, I'm roaming from town to town. I go through life without a care. And I'm as happy as a clown. With my 2 fists of iron, I'm going nowhere. Well, I'm the type of guy that likes to roam around. I'm never in one place. I roam from town to town. When I find myself falling for a girl, I'll hop right into that car of mine, drive around the world, 'cause I'm a wanderer. Hey, I'm a wanderer. I roam around and round and round and round and round, 'cause I'm a wanderer. Hey, I'm a wanderer. I roam around and round and round and round and round. More time. I'm a wanderer. I'm a wanderer. I roam around and round and round and round and round. Dion and the Belmont, song called The Wanderer, from way back in, I'm going to say about 1958, 57, 58, maybe 59. Also a very good movie, back in the 80s, I believe, called The Wanderer. It's kind of one of the movies that you only ever saw it on a Sunday afternoon. I can remember being a kid, I'd be playing or doing something, whatever, and I'd come in the living room, see what my dad was up to, and he'd be in the living room on watching TV, watching this movie called The Wanderer. So I'd sit down, gangs, street gangs in Brooklyn, New York, kind of thing. Good movie though. Love story, I've been trying to find a copy of it, but one does not exist anymore, I guess. Sometimes they quit making movies. It's too bad. I like the older movies a lot better than some of the stuff that's coming out these days, to be honest. That's just my own personal opinion. I'm not trying to knock any of the new actors today or any of the new movies that are coming out, but just my preference. I'd rather go back to the 80s or the 70s or beyond. So anyway. Crying, waiting, hoping you'll come back. I just can't seem to get you off my mind. Crying, waiting, hoping you'll come back. Maybe someday soon things will change and you'll be mine. Crying, do-do-do, it seems so useless. I know it's wrong to keep crying, waiting, hoping you'll come back. Maybe someday soon things will change and you'll be mine. Crying, do-do-do, it seems so useless. I know it's wrong to keep crying, waiting, hoping you'll come back. Maybe someday soon things will change and you'll be mine. Crying, waiting, hoping. Little bite Buddy Holly there, crying and waiting and hoping. I tuned my guitar down there a little bit. Maybe I should have left it alone. That sounds a little bit better. Let me get a slurp of tea here. Ooh. So anyway, again, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to the Chris Mabb Jam here, my little show I got here on Cherokee Nation Radio. Thank you very much again to our buddy James Fincham, Jammin' James, and his wife Joette for letting me do this. They're good friends of mine. We all became decent friends, good friends back, I guess it's been a couple of years now since the pandemic began. We all, it was Steam Whistle Records that Dan Knight and the staff there at Steam Whistle Records, they put their neck out for a lot of us there to give us some representation during the pandemic when nobody could go to Nashville, nobody could do any shows or anything like that. So there's a few of us had potential record deals on the table too in Nashville. But of course the whole world got shut down. Nobody could do nothing. So it was kind of like, well, okay, now what? So a bunch of us, I guess you might say we all just started singing in our own living rooms on our couch to ourselves, into our cell phones, and uploading that to social media. I've been doing that for a while myself anyway, so I was no stranger to that. But it was the radio airplay and doing this and doing that was the next step to do it. And Steam Whistle Records helped us to do that, because without representation, that's hard to get radio stations to agree to do that for you. So Steam Whistle Records, Dan Knight and his staff, God bless them. They're awesome people. Thank you so much, Dan and Deb. They really stepped up and helped not just myself, there was quite a few of us, helped us to do what we do and keep us in the ball game. And of course, good close friends and family were also standing behind me without fail. As many people know, that my life has changed a little bit in the past few months, but I still give credit where it is due. They're the people that are responsible for me being where I am. They know who they are. I don't mention names. I like to have respect for that situation, but they are still responsible for getting me where I am, and I give them full credit, and I thank them very much still. I appreciate everything that they did for me. So yeah, that's where that's sitting. There, pardon me, get a slurp of tea into me here. So yeah, definitely right on. And one of the songs that really kick-started it too was a song called Sisterdale. And it's, I guess you might say it's kind of along the same lines of Killin' Time by Clint Black that I started with on this week's show. Both involve sitting at a bar, wasting time, drinking, not sure what your next move is. And I've been there. I can totally relate to that character in that song. I've definitely been there, not knowing where your life's going. Sometimes I still don't know where my life's going, and I think I know several other people out there that feel the same way sometimes. It's okay. It's okay. We're put on this earth to help each other find our way. I think our lives are planned out from the start, but God doesn't tell us what's going to be around every corner. That's up to us to have faith in Him that He's going to guide us in the right direction, and we're going to find our way. That's what I think, anyway. Again, that's up to you, what you believe. I'm not here to force anything down anybody's throats. That's just my opinion. So anyway, this song's called Sisterdale, and of course it's on the album called Sisterdale, and that's available on iTunes or Spotify, YouTube. You can purchase it directly from me too if you wish. Everything's $10 Canadian. I think that's like $7 US, plus the shipping charges too, because it does cost me money to ship it out. If you like what you hear and you think you might want to own it, buy it, whatever, just let me know. Drop me a line. Look me up on Facebook. I'm not hard to find. Chris Mabb. CHRIS, M for Mary, ABB for Bob. just fire off an email to James at the radio station there. Him and I are good buddies. He'll let me know what's going on. I'm sitting in Sisterdale at a bar with a wooden footrail in the middle of where the hell, but I'm right at home. Oh yeah. Well, it's a one-horse town, and it's Monday night. It's a wonder why this bar even turns on the lights. I'm here by myself in a mirror behind the liquor shelf. And it's crazy that a place like this might help a man find out who he is. I'm sitting in Sisterdale. I'm sitting in Sisterdale at a bar with a wooden footrail in the middle of where the hell, but I'm right at home. I'm drinking a cool long neck in the middle of a long back stretch, just listening to Merle Haggard sing "Oh, Ramblin' Man," and I'm wondering if that's who I am, sitting in Sisterdale. Woo! Well, I'll have one more beer and I'll be gone. We'll see if I arrive at the conclusions I have drawn. Saddle up my truck, pull her down in gear, take one last look around so I'll remember when and where. Things are gonna change this time, I swear. Made up my mind sitting there. I'm sitting in Sisterdale. I'm sitting in Sisterdale at a bar with a wooden footrail in the middle of where the hell, but I'm right at home. I'm drinking a cold long neck in the middle of a long back stretch, just listening to George Strait sing "I Saw God Today," and I'm wondering if he hears me pray. Sitting in Sisterdale. I'm sitting in Sisterdale. Sisterdale, written by Mitch Stephen. Mitch is from San Antonio, Texas, and over the years he's written some just bombshell hits for George Strait. So when I found out I had a chance to record a song by Mitch Stephen, you know, I was excited. You know, I wasn't expecting it. First off, I'm the type of person that just doesn't expect too much a lot of the time. You know, I think life is definitely a gamble. You know, and we're put on this earth for just really a small amount of time, if you think of it, and you just no matter what you're trying to do. I try not to expect too much. You know, nothing's ever going to happen if you don't at least try. You're never going to know unless you try. At the same time, don't expect nothing either, because some things are a long shot. I know a lot of you probably understand where I'm going with that. But yeah, I got on the phone with Mitch Stephen, and he asked me to talk, tell him about myself a little bit. And that ain't real easy for me sometimes either, because, what do I say? Oh, I'm an independent country singer from Ontario, Canada. These are some of my favorites. I've won awards, blah, 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 blah. I don't like to sound like I'm bragging. That's where I have trouble with it. But I do. I have won awards. I've been involved with Steam Whistle Records. I've had some number ones on the Nashville Radio Promotion charts and other charts around the world too. It is global. It's global, folks. It's not just Canadian, or it's not just U.S. It's all over the place. So I mean, I've definitely felt very privileged and honored to be amongst all these other talented people around the world, because I think there is some incredible talent out there, and I mean I've been to Nashville a few times now. I've walked up and down Broadway. I've heard all the bands playing at all the bars, and I mean there isn't one that I wouldn't. There isn't one I'd pass up and not give them a record contract. Honestly, I mean there's just some awesome talent out there, guys. There's no other way to put it. And it's a matter of right place, right time, and what that record label is looking for at that time. There's certain visions and certain images that record labels are kind of looking to push, and if they find someone who has potential to push that image and that vision that they have, then that's the person they're going to go for. Now, myself, I'm traditional country music. I wear a cowboy hat when I'm on stage. I stay away from the pop country or the new aggressive country, as I've heard it being put. I'm not into that stuff whatsoever. I stick to my country music. I stick to my roots, and if that means I'm not going to go anywhere, if that means the big boys in the music business, the big boys in Nashville aren't interested in me because I'm traditional country music, then that's going to have to be okay. Um, so that's just the way I look at it. Everybody's different. There are some good bands coming into Nashville. There's some good songs coming into Nashville. I'm not saying it's all bad music. I just uh, the pop country, especially. I'm not trying to say it's not good music. I'm not trying to say they're not good singers. It's just not what I want to do. So that's just me. And if I seem like I'm repeating myself a little bit here and there sometimes, well, I do apologize. But I'm just trying to get my point across. I want people to understand that I'm not trying to run anybody down by any means. It's just this is the direction that I want to try and go. I'd like people to hear my name someday and think real country music. Just like people hear the name Garth Brooks or Alan Jackson or Hank Williams, they think country music. There's no mistake in those names. You know what kind of music you're dealing with. That's all I'm looking for. So anyway, enough of that. Another song that is on my Sister Dale album is this little fella right here. Again, did pretty good on the Nashville charts, on the independent circle. I think I got a #1 out of her. And yeah, it's one I wrote myself. I'm always pleased to see a song do well that I wrote myself. Your idea of heaven may differ somewhat from mine. Clouds and wings and halos, all that sure sounds fine. My idea of heaven ain't got no streets of gold, just angels that sing country music on the Grand Old Opera show. I hope heaven's a honky-tonk so I can meet old Hank. Maybe he'll sing Mind Your Business and we'll have a drink. I wanna meet Keith Whitley in Conway 22. Johnny Cash will sing Folsom Prison and a boy named Sue. Anybody else want to go to honky tonk heaven? So if you're trying to think of how to send me out in style, anything by Alan Jackson's bound to make me smile. When I get to heaven, I hope to see Merle, and maybe with a little luck, I'll meet Minnie Pearl. I hope heaven's a honky tonk so I can meet old Hank. Maybe he'll sing, mind your business, and we'll have a drink. I wanna meet Keith Whitley and Conway Twitty too. Johnny Cash will sing Folsom Prison and the boy named Sue. I hope heaven's a honky-tonk so I can meet old Hank. Maybe he'll sing, mind your business, and we'll have a drink. I wanna meet Keith Whitley and George Jones too. Johnny Cash will sing Folsom Prison and a boy named Sue. There are so many names we could put in there too. I'm sure everybody understands. Joe Diffie and Charlie Daniels, Kenny Rogers. You've only got so many minutes in a song, you understand? Anyway, I hope everybody enjoyed that. Again, that's my own song that I wrote a few years back. Heaven is a Honky Tonk. It's on the Voodoo Dawn album. It's on the Sister Dale album if anybody's interested in any of that. Again, look me up on YouTube and iTunes, Spotify. I think there's several other platforms that have me. They may not be quite as popular as some of the known ones, but they're there. Again, if anybody wants to donate at all to the cause, we'll say, help me make my music. It all does cost money. All the little tips that I get, I put it in a jar, I save it up, and I use a lot of that for production and studio time, and heading back and forth to Nashville. And I'm on PayPal or e-transfer if anybody has any of that stuff. No scammers allowed. I'm not into that. I'm pretty straight up. I'm pretty straightforward. What you see is what you get. This is who you're dealing with. cmab117@gmail.com is the email, and it's all small letters, and that'll get your e-transfer if you do that, or PayPal. And yeah, again, if anybody wants to buy a CD or a t-shirt, everything's $10 Canadian plus your shipping. So again, I think that's $7 US, again, plus your shipping, because it does cost money to ship it out as well. So anyway, speaking of old Hank, how about some old Hank? I don't think I did any at all last week. I have no idea. I forget week to week. I don't know. I don't keep track of what songs I do. So hopefully you hear one or two that you do like. I got a feeling called the blues. Oh Lord, since my baby said goodbye. Lord, I don't know what I'll do. All I do is sit and sigh. Oh Lord, this last long day she said goodbye. Oh Lord, I thought I would cry. She'll do me, she'll do you. She's got that kind of loving. Lord, can't you hear me when you call me sweet daddy? Such a beautiful dream. I hate to think it all over. She lost my heart, it seems. I've grown so used to you somehow. Well, I'm nobody's sugar daddy now, and I'm alone, won't want some. I got the lovesick blues. Well, I'm in love with a beautiful gal. That's what's the matter with me. Hey, I'm in love with a beautiful gal, but she don't care about me. Oh, I've tried and I've tried to keep her satisfied, but she just wouldn't stay. So now that she is leaving, this is all I can say. I got a feeling called the blues. Oh Lord, since my baby said goodbye. Lord, I don't know what I'll do. All I do is sit and sigh. I've grown so used to you somehow. Oh, I'm nobody's sugar daddy now, and I'm alone, lonesome. I got the lovesick blues. Once again, folks, I'm not Hank Williams, and I'm not Alan Jackson, and I know that. You might not hear everything exactly the way you hear it on the record. Even I'm known to miss a word or two or a chord or two. Well, I'm in love with a beautiful gal. That's what's the matter with me. Hey, I'm in love with a beautiful gal, but she don't care about me. Oh, I've tried and I've tried to keep her satisfied, but she just wouldn't stay. Now that she is leaving, this is all I can say. I got a feeling called the blues all along since my baby said goodbye. Lord, I don't know what I'll do. All I do is sit inside. I've grown so used to you somehow. Well, I'm nobody's sugar daddy now, and I'm alone, lonesome. I got the lovesick blues. Kind of a newer song I just learned a little while ago there. I thought I'd start trying it out. Again, may not sound perfect. I may not sound just like old Hank. I'm sure probably there's times Hank probably sounds better. Especially when I can't yodel or anything like that. At least not very well. So I can probably do a really bad or sad impression for you, but anyway. Another one of my favorite songs. I remember sitting around the table and listening to this with my dad and my uncles. Old Charlie Pride used to do it too. Elijah was a wooden Indian standing by the door. He fell in love with an Indian maid over in the antique store. Elijah, whoa, stood there and never let it show, so she could never answer yes or no. Elijah held his Tommy Hawk. His maiden wore her Sunday braids and hoped someday he'd talk. Elijah, whoa, stood there and never showed a sign, because he was made of knotty pine. Poor old Elijah, he never got a kiss. Poor old Elijah, you don't know what he missed. Is it any wonder that his face is red? Elijah, thy parole wouldn't pay. Then one day a wealthy customer bought the Indian maid and took her oh so far away, but old Elijah stayed. Elijah, whoa, whoa, stood there, never showed a sign, wishing he was still a knotty pine. Poor old Elijah, he never got a kiss. Poor old Elijah, he don't know what he missed. Is it any wonder that his face is red? Elijah, that parole wouldn't. Poor old Elijah, he never got a kiss. Poor old Elijah, he don't know what he missed. Is it any wonder that his face is red? Elijah, that parole wouldn't pay. Elijah by old Hank Williams Sr. And I just thought of this too. That song, I was doing that song, it reminded me of one time we were down in Tennessee. We were down in Pigeon Forge. We were in our hotel there before we went to the competition. And gentleman that was in we were all sitting in a circle on this little patio thing. Everybody had their guitars out. We were all jamming. And one of the guys that was there, he did that song, Kalijah there, and I think it was the old Hank Williams version. It could have been the Charlie Pride one. I don't know. They both sound the same. There's not much difference. Great song, awesome song. But one of the guys that was in the group with us there, he had some ancestors. His family tree goes back a little bit to the Kalijah tribe, you know, and he really he loved that song. He was awesome. He was singing along with it and tapping his foot, and his wife and him got up and they did a little dance with it too. It was awesome, man. Super nice couple. I forget. I think they said they were from Virginia. They were down for a holiday. They were doing some hunting or something like that, or I forget what they said they were doing. But anyway, they were staying at the same hotel. They were all sitting amongst us there, and we were just having a heck of a time with them, just shooting the breeze back and forth, talking about different things and where they were from and their family history and what their ancestors used to do years ago when they first settled. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. I just thought of that there now. So I hope you enjoyed that. Poor Elijah. Anyway. Well, if the wife and I are fighting, brother, that's alright. But me and that old woman's got a license to fight. Why don't you mind your own business? Mind your own business. 'Cause if you mind your business, then you won't be minding mine. Well, the woman on my party line's a nosy thing. She picks up her receiver when she knows it's my ring. Why don't you mind your own business? Mind your own business. 'Cause if you mind your business, then you won't be minding mine. Woo! One of my dad's favorite songs, and mine too. Well, I got a little girl that wears her hair up high. The boys all whistle when she walks by. Why don't you mind your own business? Mind your own business. 'Cause if you mind your business, then you won't be minding mine. If I wanna go drink until 2 or 3, man, that's my headache. Don't you worry about me. Just mind your own business. Mind your own business. 'Cause if you mind your business, then you won't be minding mine. Hope everybody's having a good time so far here. We enjoying the show? I certainly hope so. I don't take it for granted, guys. Minding other people's business seems to be high-toned. I get all that I can do just to mind my own. Why don't you mind your own business? Mind your own business. 'Cause if you mind your business, then you won't be minding mine. And if you mind your business, you'll stay busy all the time. And that is very true as well. Minding your own business, and you will be busy. If you mind your own, you'll be too busy to worry about what someone else is doing. At least that works for me. I can't speak for anybody else, but that does work for me. I don't get involved in other people's stuff a heck of a lot, and believe me, I've got enough of my own on my own mind to worry about anybody else. Honestly, I really do. One more Hank tune. What do you think? I do hope everybody's enjoying themselves. I sincerely mean that. I don't take this for granted. This radio show was just a little idea I had to help possibly put my name out there more and get my music out there a little bit more. Possibly earn Cherokee Nation a few more listeners, possibly that maybe they wouldn't normally listen to Cherokee Nation, and maybe in whatever other radio station might happen to pick this show up. There are a couple of stations on the table that do share an interest, and we got to talk a little bit more on that. Um, uh, no money involved. There's never been a dime involved in this. It's just me recording my shows. I upload it to YouTube. I send the link over to James, and he does his thing from there. And that's literally all it's doing. I'm always doing live streams on social media anyway, so it really didn't seem like a far-fetched thing to do. Um, just me jamming out a lot of my favorite songs, and hopefully you hear one or two of your own as well. And again, I'm only Chris Mabb. I'm not Alan Jackson. I'm not Hank Williams. I'm not Merle Haggard. I'm just me doing the best I can. Um, there's definitely better singers out there than me. There's definitely better guitar players out there for me. A lot of things that have happened to me, a lot of the awards, the awards that I have won, they all surprise me. I don't know what makes me deserve them any more than the next guy at all. I really don't. I certainly don't take it for granted. I thank the good Lord above for the people that I have met, the people that have got me here, where I am, wherever that is. Again, I may never ever be as big as Garth or Alan or George or anybody like that. I may never see the Opry stage, but that don't matter. I'm still doing what I love doing. I'm doing it the best that I can. Yeah, I don't know what else to say on that. Honestly, I'm just me. You get a few opportunities come your way, and you don't say no. You go out there, you give it your best shot. You might fall flat in your face too, but at least you can say, "Hey, I tried it." That's all I can say. Anyway. Gotta think how this next song goes now. I get yapping away and then I lose my train of thought. God, I gotta stop that. Anyway, I certainly hope you guys are enjoying this, though. I really do. Well, I left my home down on the rural route. I told my pa I'm gonna steppin' out. I got the honky-tonk blues. Yeah, the honky-tonk blues. Hey, Lord, I got 'em. I got the honky-tonk blues. Woke up this morning. How's that go? Woke up this morning, I wore my shoes. Woke up this morning, and I could lose them honky-tonk blues. Honky-tonk blues. Hey, Lord, I got 'em. I got the honky-tonk blues. Lost that one a little bit there. Well, I stepped into every place in town. The city life has really got me down. I got the honky-tonk blues. Yeah, the honky-tonk blues. Hey, Lord, I got 'em. I got the honky-tonk blues. Went to a dance night, wore out my shoes. Woke up this morning wishing I could lose them jumping honky-tonk blues. Got it. Yeah, the honky-tonk blues. Hey, Lord, I got 'em. I got the honky-tonk blues. When I get home to my ma and my pa, I know they gonna lay down the law. I got the honky-tonk blues. Yeah, the honky-tonk blues. Hey, Lord, I got 'em. I got the honky-tonk blues. Hey, Lord, I got 'em. I got the honky-tonk honky tonk blues. Hope we did okay with that there, folks. Honky Tonk Blues by Hank Williams. Just trying to learn a few more Hank tunes here and there as I go and try and get this tribute show going. I think I can do a decent job with it, and plus do my own thing. Again, just happy with any opportunity I get to play and hopefully get my name out there a little bit more in my music, and hopefully people enjoy it. And gonna start trying to use some hashtags, country music. A buddy of mine from work kind of let me in on the secret of using hashtags. Obviously, we've all heard of hashtags, but how to use them properly on your social media is beyond me. I've never been good at this stuff whatsoever. So we're gonna try that, I guess. I'll do it when I upload it to YouTube here. Use a number sign or something like that. I don't know. Anyway. Anyway, folks, again, I want to thank you all very much for taking some of your precious time to tune in and listen to us here on Cherokee Nation Radio, the Chris Mabb Jam. I certainly appreciate it. Hopefully you have enjoyed what you hear. Tell your friends about it. Well, way down yonder on the Chattahoochee, it gets hotter than a hoochie coochie. We laid a rubber on the Georgia asphalt. We got a little crazy, but we never got caught. Down by the river on a Friday night, pyramid cans in the pale moonlight, talking about cars and dreaming about a women. Never had a plan, just a living for the minute. Yeah, way down yonder on the Chattahoochee, never knew how much that muddy water meant to me. But I learned how to swim, learned who I was, a lot about living and a little about love. Aw, ha! Well, we fogged up the windows in my old Chevy. I was willing, but she wasn't ready, so I settled for a burger and a grape snow cone. Dropped her off early, but I didn't go home. Down by the river on a Friday night, pyramid cans in the pale moonlight, talking about cars and dreaming about a women. Never had a plan, just a living for the minute. Yeah, way down yonder on the Chattahoochee, never knew how much that muddy water meant to me. But I learned how to swim, learned who I was, a lot about a living and a little about a love. Yeah. Well, way down yonder on the Chattahoochee, it gets hotter than a hoochie coochie. We lit a rubber on the Georgia asphalt. We got a little crazy, but we never got caught. Down by the river on a Friday night, pyramid cans in the pale moonlight, talking about cars and dreaming about a women. Never had a plan, just a living for the minute. Yeah, way down yonder on the Chattahoochee, never knew how much that muddy water meant to me. But I learned how to swim, learned who I was, a lot about a living and a little about a love. A lot about living and a little about love. Yeah. That's right, folks. Alan Jackson, Chattahoochee, one of my favorites from childhood. Did a few back roads tours back in the day, and no alcohol was ever involved. Yeah, I went down to Georgia there back in August last year. I was on holiday. I did a couple days in Nashville and doing some songwriters nights and stuff like that. So my original plans were to see some other friends, but they fell through. So I thought, well, I'm this far south, so I headed down to Montgomery, Alabama. Beautiful, beautiful state. Beautiful, nice, very, very nice people down there as well too, and very friendly. Well, they can't do enough for you really to help you out. And so I stopped into Montgomery there at the Hank Williams Museum and looked around there a little bit, bought a few things, and went and paid my respects to Hank's grave there at the cemetery there in Montgomery, Alabama. And then from there, I headed over to Noonan, Georgia, and I walked around Alan Jackson's hometown there, had some supper at the gourmet restaurant, the Redneck Gourmet, and one of the young little waitresses there helped me find a hotel to stay for the night too. So I put a little extra in the tip for her there for helping me out. And yeah, it was just a real fun trip there. It's Noonan, Georgia. It's it's a nice little community, friendly people. Walked around all the shops there, got to know everybody a little bit, shot the breeze a little bit there. When I say shooting the breeze, I mean chatting, conversation. Yeah, super, super friendly people. And yeah, and again too, I think that's one of the things that made me such a huge fan of Alan Jackson and his music is his upbringing too, and the way he grew up. Very, very, I think anyway, very similar to myself, and a small rural farming community, and everybody pretty well knows each other. And that's what I think anyway. But yeah, the joke was when I came back home, everybody asked me, "Well, so did you go for a swim in the Chattahoochee River? Did you lay some rubber? Did you drink a few cans in the pale moonlight kind of thing?" Well, no, I didn't. I didn't. I drove over the Chattahoochee River, coming back north. It's about half an hour north of Noonan. Yeah, I didn't lay any rubber on the Georgia asphalt or nothing like that, though. I didn't do any of that. But yeah, good song. I want to do a song right now that I always like to send out to our troops. I've grown up around veterans, Second World War, and everything in between. I've had some close friends from high school join up in the service, and they've been to Afghanistan and back. Yeah, I just want to take this time to send out a huge thank you, show our appreciation for our militaries, U.S. and Canada, and wherever you might be serving your country. We thank you so much for everything you do for us, and your police forces and firefighters and paramedics in your communities. We thank them all so much, and we tip our hats to their families that support them as well. They don't go unnoticed, and they don't go unappreciated, and we thank you all so much for everything you do. God bless you. It takes a certain kind of person to be in that line of work, and I'm very pleased to say that I know a few personally. They're super, super nice people. So, thank you all very much. This one goes out to the troops. Things sure are different ever since I came back from the war. People look at me funny, like they don't even know me anymore. All I want to do is reunite with friends and family. Don't want to talk about things that I've seen. I left to serve a purpose, to defend your liberties, and all you want to do is judge me like I'm guilty of something. Well, I'm the reason you're still free. I've got scars you can't see. I did my best. I did what I was asked to do. It ain't easy on the front line, people just ain't got a clue. I followed all my orders, somehow stayed alive. Then I lay down at night, wishing you were by my side. I left to serve a purpose, to defend your liberties, and all you wanna do is judge me like I'm guilty of something. Well, I'm the reason you're still free. I've got scars you can't see. I'm the reason you're still free. I've got scars you can't see. They're the reasons we're still free. They've got scars we can't see. Wrote that song about a buddy of mine who had come back from the armed forces, and it messed him up just a wee little bit. And of course, we realized that not everybody has the same story. Not everybody in the military has been judged negatively. It depends on what's going on, and I don't know what to say. Not every story is the same, and I think we know that. That was a part of his story that I wrote. I wrote that song to tell, but I think everybody who's been involved in something has had a bit of PTSD, you might say, post-traumatic stress disorder. We've all had something happen to us that we just can't get out of our heads, so to speak. And we hope those people don't feel like they can't express themselves and they can't talk. I am always urging people to reach out and talk to somebody about something that's bothering them. We've all got something in our lives that's bothering us, and yeah, don't be afraid to reach out. Everybody's loved. But yeah, huge thank you and respect and appreciation to our armed forces and our veterans who have given us our way of life and maintained it every day. We thank you so much. And I'm going to do a quick little thank you to all the people who tune in to the show, because we certainly appreciate your time as well. It takes the fan base to make this work, and we thank you all very much. We packed away our guitar and gear, and we're headed for the show. This being on the road is hard, but we reap what we sow. If I were asked what else I'd do, man, I really wouldn't know. There's something about the glow of neon lights down in Music Row. Living on a Silver Eagle with a band or Bram the Nomads has its days. When I think of all the fun we have, I know I wouldn't want it any other way. Forgot the words. So I'm just going to close out and say thank you very much to everybody who's taken the time to tune into the show today. I appreciate it. My name's Chris Mabb. I'm with Steam Whistle Records. Got a couple albums out on YouTube and iTunes, Spotify. You can buy them from me too if you wish. Thank you again very much for your time, folks. I humbly appreciate it. Thank you to James at Cherokee Nation Radio and all the other stations who may be picking us up. God bless everybody. Take care of each other, and we'll see you again next time. Thanks so much again. Bye now.